YouTube, it's Saturday, December 8th, and it is day 8 of Vlogtember. In my previous video, I said that this video would be a story time. So, little backstory. I became single in 2014, 14 after my ex and I, who was my high school sweetheart, ended our relationship. So I started dating, I would say more so maybe late 2014, but thinking more so some point in 2015. I actually paid for a Match.com subscription. I had Tinder on my phone. Yeah, those were the two I was doing at the time. More Match and Tinder. But let's say during the summertime, I went on some dates with a guy who I matched with on Match.com, and we were casually talking, like eating pizza and wings or something, and we were just discussing, I guess, what we were looking for. And in general, I talked about on the site, I was kind of screening guys based on a few criteria, them being between the ages of 25 and 35, because I wasn't interested in guys who were too much older than me, so 10 years was my cap. I was 25 at the time, so guys around my age and up to 10 years older. Guys who did not smoke, guys who didn't have kids. What else? I was hoping that they had their own place outside of their parents' home, and that they had their own car. Yeah, that was it. I didn't really have any physical characteristics as far as race, or you had to have a six-pack, or had to be this tall, none of that. Just, those weren't my criteria. And of course, the criteria of us actually being compatible. And my date told me that if I was looking for a black man, then my standards were too high. And we talked more about that. But he was saying that my standards were too high. And as far as the college rates for black men, originally the college degree thing wasn't necessarily that much of a big deal for me until I started really spending more time online dating and reading profiles and getting messages from guys who couldn't form sentences and were very butthurt when I wasn't interested in them. I became a gold medal blocker over time, and I ended up kind of adding the criteria of having a bachelor's degree. Originally, I was fine with the high school diploma, but based on the profiles I was encountering, I did end up changing that, because you can have a high school diploma and still have a great earning potential income depending on your drive and what exactly it is you're doing, especially if you're an entrepreneur. But I wasn't running into too many of those, so I did kind of switch it up to look for guys with bachelor's degrees. Yeah, and he said that I would, especially in the Baltimore area, because that's where I was kind of dating this guy, I was asking for too much, and I knew the numbers weren't necessarily in my favor for what I was looking for, especially a guy who didn't have kids. I don't remember if I said that before, but I was looking for a guy who didn't have kids. But it wasn't impossible. And at 25, I wasn't interested in dating a guy with kids at that time. Yeah, I just didn't see it as something I had to do so young. And yeah, so he himself he actually was a home, he was 35. He was actually the oldest guy I ever dated. Yeah, because he was at my cap, 10 years older. He himself had a mortgage, detached house he was paying his mortgage on. Or did he finish paying it? Either way, He had a car, he had a degree, he had a great job in IT, and he didn't have kids or any previous marriages. He met all my requirements, but he was saying in general, it's hard to find guys who are able to do the same. That guy and I, we weren't the most compatible, so we didn't last that long as far as dating. We never really made it official into a relationship. But I would say 6 to 7 months later, my now husband, messaged me on OkCupid the day after Christmas and went on our first date when the new year started in January. And since then, it's been awesome. Got engaged, I'm gonna say after 5.5 months. We went ring shopping June 3rd, 2016. Got engaged June 25th, 2016. Got married June 3rd, 2017. So, yeah. He met all my requirements. He exceeded them, actually. He has a career path that he's on. He doesn't have kids. He lives on his own. He was actually in a great situation with a roommate at the time who actually worked on a cruise ship, so he had the place to himself the majority of the time out of the year, because his roommate was definitely gone months at a time. Husband had his own and still has his own car. Bonuses, he had excellent credit. Bonus, never been married. He also was against smoking. We had lots of the same beliefs. We matched up on a lot of the same questions based on the assessments we took on OkCupid, because I met him on OkCupid. And once we done the period where we were just kind of going back and forth through messages and talking on the phone, we kept answering more of the questions that they had on the app, and our match potential remained in the 80s to 90s, and shared similar religious backgrounds and beliefs. Both had master's degrees. I was working on my doctorate at the time. He was interested in starting his doctorate and followed through. He's starting it this year. Started this year. And it just worked out great that he actually was the guy I had been looking for all along. And it was awesome. I didn't have to waver on what I was looking for. I didn't think what I was looking for was that crazy to look for. It may have been harder for some reason, but it wasn't out of the realm of possibility, and it ended up working out for me. I met a guy who checked every box that I had listed on those sites. So, yeah. What are your standards? What things are you looking for in a guy? Has anyone told you your standards were too high? Has anyone told you your standards weren't high enough? Just leave those in the comment section below. Let me know your experience with online dating, and what else? What's the weirdest thing someone's told you or asked you on a date? Or kind of the most thought-provoking thing someone's asked you on a date? Leave it below in the comment section, and I'll be back for another video tomorrow. Thanks for watching.